All right, welcome back. Now we're going to talk about temperature. Now, in a previous video, I talked about temperature, but now what we're going to do is, now in the previous video, we talked about converting between Celsius and Fahrenheit, but we were looking at scales, and I said, you know, there's a formula, but all we're going to do right at that point was we just wanted to be able to use the Fahrenheit Celsius scale and to estimate using measurements, okay, a scale measurement. Now we're going to get into algebra, and here's the formulas for converting from either Celsius to Fahrenheit or Fahrenheit to Celsius, okay? So here's the formula you would use is if you're given Fahrenheit and you want to convert it to Celsius, this is the formula you would use. Or if you're given Celsius and you want to convert it to Fahrenheit, this is the formula you would use. Now, one thing I want to make sure is that you only have to remember one of these formulas, because if you remember one of the formulas, you can get to the other formula by solving for the other variable. For example, if I wanted to get this formula, I could use this formula and then what? I could multiply both sides by 9/5, right? So if I multiply both sides by 9/5, well, what happens? Right? Well, this 9/5 times 5/9, 5 cancels with 5, because 5 divided by 5 is 1, so I get 1 and 1. And then 9 cancels with 9, because 9 divided by 9 is 1. Why? Because I can use the commutative property. This is a multiplication problem. So I can move this over here, and I can do 5/9 times 9/5. Well, that's the same as doing 9 divided by 9 and 5 divided by 5, which gives you 1. Okay, so I get 9/5 times C is equal to what? F minus 32. So then all I have to do is add 32 to both sides, and I get this formula. Okay, so it is really the same formula. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So let me bring this back. Okay, so there's the formula. So here's the example I want to do. Let's say you're given 85 degrees Fahrenheit and you want to know what that is in degrees Celsius. So we're going to plug it, since this is the formula that gives it to us, we're going to plug F in here. So step one is just plug in 85 degrees Fahrenheit in for F. And oh, by the way, sometimes we don't need the degrees on here. We could just use C and F as variables. It's understood that since we're dealing with temperature that these are degrees, unless otherwise stated. Okay, so let's do 85 degrees Fahrenheit. So here's what we're going to do. I want degrees Celsius. So C equals 5/9 times the quantity, and then I'm going to plug in 85 minus 32. And now I'm just going to solve by using, I'm going to evaluate this by using the order of operations. So I'm going to do what's in parentheses first. So that's going to be 5/9 times what? 85 minus 32 is 53, right? Okay, and then what do? I'm going to use my calculator, because this is not going to give me a nice round number. So actually this is actually going to give me 256 divided by 9. So it's not going to give me a nice round number. So if I use my calculator and round to the nearest tenth of a degree, I get approximately 29.4 degrees. And that's degrees Celsius. And that's the answer. Have a great day.